I'm Natalie Potts, live in downtown Jackson. I'll have new details as to why police say one of last night's 3 shooting victims was targeted.
Plus, this West Tennessee hospital is in business for just one more night. We look at what happens now.
Now, from West Tennessee's news channels, it's 7 Eyewitness News at 6.
New details tonight about exactly what happened inside a North Jackson home when 3 people were shot, 2 of them fatally wounded.
It's a developing story we continue to follow for you. Police have identified the victims as Johnny Shivers and Markel Owens. Owens was a standout at Liberty High School and a current member of the Arkansas State football team. Both men died from their injuries last night. Owens' mother, who was Shivers' wife, was also injured but is now recovering. We begin our live team coverage with WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Natalie Potts for the latest on the investigation. Natalie?
Investigators here at the Criminal Investigations Division say last night's deadly home invasion was not a random act of violence. They believe that Johnny Shivers was targeted. Officers say he was rushed by 2 gunmen as he walked into his home on Walker Road last night around 9:30. Once inside, officers say they demanded cash, then shot Shivers during a struggle. That's when police say Shivers' 21-year-old stepson, Markel Owens, took action. Police say Owens was shot as he fought to protect his mother and 16-year-old brother, who were also in the home. Officers say before leaving, one of them turned and shot Owens' mother. She was found lying outside when police arrived. Police say they found large amounts of marijuana inside of the home. The robbers reportedly got away with a large amount of cash.
Obviously, these men need to be taken off the streets. I think they've shown that they are extremely violent, have no regard for life, and we definitely want to get them off the streets.
Right now, the suspect description is very vague. Police will only say the gunmen were described as black men wearing dark clothing, possibly shirts tied around their faces, and leaving the scene possibly in a white Honda Civic. Anyone with information that could help officers is asked to contact Jackson Police or Crime Stoppers. Reporting live in downtown Jackson, Natalie Potts, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Natalie, for that report.
Now, before going to Arkansas State, Markel Owens played football at Liberty Tech in Jackson. Today, his former football coach, Steve Hookvin, declined to talk on camera, but did release this statement. Hookvin said Markel was an outstanding young man who was looking forward to graduating from college this spring. He wanted to pursue a master's in business. I can't say enough about his character and the plans he had for his future. This is a big loss for his family, our school, and the community.
After high school, Owens continued his football career as a defensive lineman at Arkansas State University in Jonesboro. The 6'2", 303-pound junior helped Arkansas State to their 2nd straight Go Daddy Bowl this season. Former defensive coordinator John Thompson says Owens was loved by all.
Just fun to be around. He was just a warm, friendly, happy, had a great attitude, just a beautiful person.
Thompson says he spoke to several of Owens' heartbroken teammates today and says the players will have to rely on each other to try to get through such a tough loss.
Friends and family of the 2 men are also grieving.
Some of them shared their memories with WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Erica Williams. As our team coverage continues, she joins us now live on what they had to say. Erica.
Those who knew Markel describe him as a gentle giant, and while they didn't say much about Johnny Shivers, the other man who was killed, they described the shootings as a tragedy.
Friends say a life full of potential cut short.
I just can't believe that somebody would do something like this.
Markel Owens, a defensive lineman at Arkansas State, was one of 2 men shot and killed in the home invasion on Walker Street Wednesday night. Owens' stepfather was also fatally wounded. This is a mugshot of 36-year-old Johnny Shivers, taken last June when he was arrested for simple possession of marijuana. That charge was later dropped. Micah Simmons, who is Shivers' nephew, played football with Owens while at Liberty Tech.
It's kind of tough because Markel was like a brother.
Simmons describes his friend as warm-hearted and a man who loved his family and football.
You don't see too many people out of Jackson make it, and I believe that he could reach the goal to make it to the NFL.
Owens, who would have graduated in the spring, still had a year of eligibility to play at Arkansas State. Earlier this month, he'd helped lead his team to win over Ball State in the GoDaddy.com Bowl.
He was successful, had big dreams, big admirations.
And I just hate that, he never got the chance to fulfill those dreams.
While Simmons says he didn't spend as much time around his uncle, he's grieving for Owens' mother, who lost both her son and her husband.
Friends say they plan to have a memorial service for Owens. We will pass along those details as soon as they're released. Erica Williams, WBBJ-7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Erica. Neighbors who live along Walker Road say they're worried about the recent violence.
WBBJ-7 Eyewitness News reporter Mallory Cook continues our team coverage.
Always be the innocent people that get hurt.
Neighbors along Walker Road sound off Thursday about the shooting that left 2 people dead and injured another.
This is crazy because we haven't had this problem over here before. It's so peaceful, everybody get along.
Eyewitnesses watched Wednesday night as police and ambulance workers rushed to help the victims.
They was working on him, pumping his chest before they brought him out the house, and I was looking in the ambulance and they was pumping on his chest for a long time.
Kind of organized confusion, I guess.
Brad Royer and his wife live down the street from where the shooting happened.
It makes me a little worried just because I live close, and that's a little scary.
People nearby say they normally feel safe in the neighborhood.
We have dogs where we feel like we're pretty safe. We stay away from trouble.
Investigators believe the gunman targeted one of the victims. Neighbors, still rattled by the violence, plan to lock their doors and keep an eye out.
It's bad wherever you go. You know what I'm saying? It's not the neighborhood, it's the people. It all depends on what they are doing.
Some people along the street plan to move out of the neighborhood. In North Jackson, Mallory Cook, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
Some of the neighbors we spoke with say they didn't hear gunshots but realized something was wrong when they heard police sirens.
Now, Jackson police say they're looking into whether last night's home invasion and one just a week before in the same neighborhood could be connected. Last night's shooting were in the 700 block of Walker Road, just a 1/10 of a mile from last week's shooting in the 20 block of Brooksy Drive. Investigators say in both cases, 2 masked gunmen forced their way into the homes and took money. In each incident, police reported finding marijuana in the homes.
For the latest in this developing story, keep it here on WBBJ-7 Eyewitness News. You can also get updates online by following our Facebook page, Twitter feed, and on our website, Wbbj-Tv.com.
Warmer today than it was yesterday, but there is going to be another chance to see cold weather tomorrow as we continue to see these roller coaster temperatures over the next couple of weeks or days to end this week. You're looking at a little bit of light rain though in southwest Tennessee and even in some northern parts of the Tennessee River Valley. These are just going to be some light rain showers, very isolated, forming ahead of this cold front. And by cold front, I mean it is going to be cold tomorrow. Here's a look at your wind chills hour by hour. Even at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, you're looking at temperatures that really feel like they're still in the teens with those wind chills. So make sure you do bundle up tomorrow because it is going to be very cold for your Friday. We will be starting to see mostly sunny skies this weekend though, and that'll help us to warm up a little bit. Even with winds back out of the south on Saturday, our high temperatures should be fairly seasonable for this time of the year. So we'll talk about that and how warm it could get when we take a full look at the forecast in a few minutes. But this first look is brought to you by Southern Housing. Kelly, back to you.
Thank you, Tom. New at 6, an afternoon bank robbery in Dyersburg, and the suspect is already in custody. The Crockett County Sheriff says just after 4, his deputies arrested at least 1 suspect believed to have robbed the First State Bank. Stay tuned for more details tonight at 10 o'clock. In a follow-up, U.S. Marshals and Jackson police are asking for help finding a suspected gunman connected to a December shooting in East Jackson. Dequavion Lee is a wanted man tonight. Police have linked him to last month's shooting outside a barber shop on Lane Avenue. Moriarco Lee is also suspected in that shooting. He was arrested within a week's time. The shooting happened in the middle of the afternoon on December 10th. The victim was hit several times. Officers believe Dequavion may have left the Jackson area. If you know where he can be found, call Jackson Police or Crime Stoppers. A Jackson couple charged with robbing an 82-year-old woman using a stun gun will now have their case heard by a Madison County grand jury. Both Jennifer Morris and her boyfriend, Garrett Page, waived their right to a preliminary hearing today. Morris also had her bond raised to $250,000. The judge revoked Garrett's probation. Both are charged with aggravated robbery. Morris is also charged with using a taser to rob a 76-year-old woman earlier this month. Your house could soon know you better than you even know yourself. Plus, the ER at this West Tennessee hospital is closing its doors. Hear what first responders have to say this could mean in the next emergency situation.